Hello, welcome to Why Invest Wednesday, all the way mostly through September here. Just wanted to give you your weekly update. Today we got a few things to touch on. Builder confidence, what's that mean? Some economic he said, she said, what's really going on in the world today. Everybody kind of has their own opinion. Just wanted to bring some light to that, touch on some inflation. And then next is just a quick update on our investment property that we closed. Got the LLC all set up, went and got bank account today, so we'll talk a little bit about that. So builder confidence, you may hear this term tossed around loosely. Builder confidence is obviously has to do with the new build homes that are hopefully going to help prop up our inventory issue. Obviously, people are staying in place a little bit longer. Not as many people are wanting to live in those retirement communities and things like that. So people are staying in the homes longer. That mixed with a huge influx of millennials and that generation just due to natural population growth, and this being one of the biggest groups of generations there is, like 9 million first-time home buyers entering the market in the next 2 to 3 years. So obviously we're gonna have to address our inventory issue, and it might, very well, we might just see this is the new normal. We're definitely in the new normal. We're seeing seller market. Will it ever go back? Maybe not if we can't catch up with this inventory. So we will see some buyer take back, I think, within that, but it might be a seller's market for the foreseeable future at least. But anyways, new builder confidence is up. That means that builders are basically banking on the fact that they can build all these homes and sell the inventory. I've had a few clients that have looked into new builds and want the spec home or the home that's already almost done, so they don't have to go from dirt start all the way through, sometimes 12 months that process takes. And the builders are just going through stuff. They're not holding on to things. They're selling things. They're increasing their prices. And really the only thing that's slowing them down is our, lack of materials and lumber and all those things that we put a halt to at the beginning of, this whole COVID thing, and stopped for, 6 to 8 weeks production altogether of, the materials that they need to build these houses. That's going to eventually catch up. But what they're saying is that they're confident right now. They are at an all-time high. They're ready to go. They're ready to move things, which is good. It'll definitely help with our inventory. Definitely won't solve it overnight unless we start making land somewhere where they can eat that up and buy it. Because obviously all the inventory, in Denver, especially the metro area, there's not a ton of room to build within the E470 corridor. As you know, there is some space up north, and that's where the majority of the new builds are. All the builders are up there at different locations. But with that said, the confidence is high. If they have inventory, they're moving it, which is good, adding homes to the market without having to have someone move. Because when someone moves, they move into a different house. So it's really, we don't want to root for people to die so that we can get their house anymore. So that new build confidence is good that it's there. Now we just got to get the material, the man hours, and the labor to get these things cracking. But absolutely, we will not just catch up and solve our inventory issue overnight. So that's good that they're back on track. There was definitely some fear at some point on the news and things like that with the COVID that things would not be great in the new build world, but we're still all good. Economic he said, she said, still going on. I did see something last week that inflation is back on its normal trajectory from pre-COVID. We had a little dip when consumer confidence was down, but now we're back on track there. So everything seems like it's moving accordingly. So that is positive. We will definitely keep an eye on that. the election is going to affect the economy in some way. Obviously, if your candidate wins, your candidate loses, it's going to affect you individually. And naturally, during election times, people kind of pull back a little bit. I don't think that we will see a complete slowdown in the real estate industry as we have maybe in the past. I think that there's just too much demand, too much buyer activity. The interest rates are too low to really see a major slowdown. I think we might see a little hiccup. It'll be an individual basis, just like everything else in real estate. It's based on your situation. You know, for instance, I had a $400,000 house listing, super nice, sit on the market for a little bit because it just was in a different kind of a patio home community. We're priced maybe a little high, but not too high. And we really had a lack of showings. We lowered the price, got under contract 10 minutes ago. So things are still moving, but they're not, you know, it's primary to you and your situation. It's not every single thing is moving as quickly as, you know, we can think. There's little nuances when real estate comes into play and emotions that come into play. So just like that with the election, things are going to be up and down. People are going to be, you know, freaking out. You're going to be seeing tweets that, you know, the real estate market's going to crash if this happens, or the real estate market's going to blow up if this happens. I don't think either. I think we'll kind of stay on our trajectory. There might be some people that don't want to make a move right around election time, you know, depending on their candidate and things like that. So just know that there may be some opportunity, but it might be a short-lived opportunity. So if we want to jump on something, we jump on something right then. And if it's that day that you get lucky and, you know, the other people that have seen it don't know exactly what they want to do, they're unsure, take advantage of that uncertainty. So other than that, things are looking up. The election will definitely have an effect, and we'll just kind of wait and see how that plays out. No crystal ball here. Just know that there's going to be some of this, but it definitely won't be this, and it definitely won't be this any more than it is already like this. So that's cool. Just as you know, purchased our first duplex with a 1031 exchange last week. That is going well. We have the contractors in there this week, new egress window. We're getting new boilers, putting some money into it to hopefully decrease our liabilities in the future. The boilers that were in there were original, so I think they were, you know, 60, 70 years old. So hopefully we get 60 to 70 out of the new ones. And we'll never have to deal with heat again in that place. But yeah, things are going well. We had a ton of interest. Things are renting at extremely high rates. We have a 2-bed, 1-bath, and we had a ton of people interested in the rate we offered. And it's going to make us money. So everybody kind of wins there. It's not too high, but I was shocked at the amount of people that were like, sign me up. So that's the rental market, and it's still hopping. Obviously in the downtown areas, things are a little bit slower, I think, right now. But people are still confident that things are going to go back to the way they used to be. You know, the nightlife, things like that, as we start to see, you know, sporting events and events with more than, you know, 50 people prop up here throughout the state. I think we're on the right track, but I think that the hey, let's all live in downtown in a huge apartment building with thousands of other people, that might not be, you know, a lot of people's cup of tea in case we ever do go into a lockdown situation again. So as far as our investment property out there on the edge of Lakewood and Golden, super great. I'm excited to go check it out. I haven't been over there in a couple of days with the contractors. I'll be over there tonight meeting our tenant who just wants one last look at something before they sign the lease. And then it's on to rent the lower level, which kitchen was reconfigured. Special thanks to the magic Amy Faust for putting her eyes on that, and her husband Jason with Collective Construction for getting that taken care of for us in a timely manner. Now that one's got to go, and we'll be ready to rock by the middle of October. So we're excited about that. Got the LLC set up, got the bank account set up. Now it's just time to rock and roll. So I hope you guys all have a good Wednesday. I'm off to coach basketball practice. That's why we're a little earlier this week. Back coaching high school basketball, so that'll be entertaining. So stay tuned. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good evening and go Nuggets.